some bad news with just 6 days until a possible Long Island Railroad strike. Talks between the MTA and the LIRR unions collapsed today, shortly after they started. CBS 2's Matt Kozar is live at Penn Station with more on what commuters need to know if a strike happens. Matt?
Well, Christine, the two sides are just so far apart, the unions now want the governor to get involved. And the impasse has commuters here very nervous that the trains will soon be grinding to a halt.
Many loathe the long lines and standing room only that come with the grind of commuting. But riders know the LIRR is their best bet. And if the trains stop, getting to work will be a nightmare.
It makes the commute a lot more difficult.
I just think the whole entire strike is ridiculous. I think the first thing that we got to do is got to cut down the prices on the tickets.
But the MTA says ticket prices could go up if the unions don't agree to concessions. The MTA is offering a 17% pay hike over 7 years, but they want workers to pay for health care and pensions and new hires to contribute more to their benefits.
There's a long distance between the offer we have up on the table and their willingness and ability to be able to respond to that and close this gap.
The unions put a counteroffer on the table, which they say the MTA has ignored.
The MTA is causing this. There is no way, shape, or form that the unions want to do this.
If a strike happens, the MTA has a plan to get commuters in and out of Manhattan using ferries, buses, and subways. But the logistics are a work in progress. Between traffic and parking, there's just not enough room.
The contingency plans barely put a dent into what's going to be necessary in order to avoid massive dislocation, disruption, and a devastating economic impact.
While most are opposed to a strike, commuter Brian Barnes isn't against it. He says he understands the economic realities facing workers.
They have families, they have children, and they got to live on Long Island just with the businessmen and everybody else.
Now, if a strike seems likely to happen, the MTA says they will begin to slow down service on Saturday. Live from Penn Station, Matt Kozar, CBS 2 News.
Matt, thank you. And in the event of a strike, Mayor de Blasio says he has no plans to cancel his vacation, at least not yet. The city's first family is set to take off for a 10-day trip to Italy on Friday, just before the strike deadline. But the mayor says he'll keep an eye on the situation here at home.
We're going to watch each development by definition. We have a plan for this trip, but we're going to watch along the way and see how things develop.
The mayor says he feels the contingency plans are strong and is optimistic both sides could come to an agreement or decide on an extension. And keep it right here with CBS 2 for updates on the strike talks and for a complete look at contingency plans, ride-sharing information, and travel alternatives. Go to CBSNewYork.com.